What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here, and happy October month. Now, since it's home month, I am going to be doing my reviews. I'm literally going to be doing my reviews for horror movies this whole month, from the first all the way to the 31st, because it is, of course, Spooky Marvel's month on this month. So, what's better time to pretty much talk about the horror genre than in the month of October? So, the first horror film I'm doing a review for, since the new one, next week. I'm doing my review for the classic 1987 horror film Hellraiser. Now, of course, you guys know the new one is coming to Hulu next week, and besides doing my review for this new one, I am also going this whole week I am going to do my reviews for the sequels as well. So keep your eye out for those vids. But I am starting off with the one that started off, and that is the classic one from 1987. Now, if you guys don't know, Hellraiser is directed by Clive Barker and is also based on an anthology story, which is also written by Clive Barker. So he pretty much wrote, direct, and produced this whole film, which or I should say wrote and direct. My bad. But of course, it was produced by Christopher Fay, and is based on, of course, Barker's 1986 novella, The Hellbound Heart. Uh, and this was actually Barker's directorial debut. Now, if you guys don't know much about the story here, the plot evolves around this mystical box, puzzle box, which summons the Cenobites, where like a group of which is a group of extra dimensional. I can never pronounce some of these names, so my bad. Sado musculistic beings. Pretty much, it's Cenobites, which are these beings who cannot differentiate between pain and pleasure. So, like the leader of the Center is portrayed by Doug Bradley and identified in the sequels as pinheads. And so, of course, Doug Bradley, obviously, he plays his part really well. I mean, I always liked the pinhead character. The pinhead character was never really stuck out to me as other horror icons like Jason, Michael Myers, or even Chucky or Freddy or anything. But I used to always thought Pinhead was a really intriguing, cool character here. And Doug Bradley, I thought he just played this part perfectly. I mean, a horror character with pins coming out from his head. What more could you ask for there? And of course, you got this and of course, the lead guy in this is named Frank, who's this deviant character who ends up is being the one who opens a portal to hell when he tinkers with a box that he brought while abroad here, and his brother is played by Andrew Robinson, and his wife Julie, played by Claire Higgins, moves into Frank's old house, and they pretty much accidentally bring what is left of Frank's by here, and so yeah, and when like Frank ends up convincing Julia that his one time lover is to house, so he can like use their blood to reconstruct himself here. This is so gruesome, so entertaining. The acting is pretty cool. The effects, like maybe one of the best effects you'll see in horror films here. I mean, the effects is really intriguing. I mean, this movie is such a classic film from the '80s. It's you know, of course, the '80s really redefined the horror genre because, of course, the '80s has stuff like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and of course, this movie got released all the way back in 19 '87 and did really well for it. Only made about 14.0 million. Did really well here. But yeah, this is such a really messed up, crazy film. Pinhead, like this is, of course, the first of seven, of which features Bradley reprising his role as Pinhead, and he does this, and he really plays Pinhead just perfectly. Just like how Robert Englund is a perfect Freddy, or Brad Dourif is the perfect Chucky. Doug Bradley is the perfect Pinhead here, and he just does such a great job in this. Then, of course, the sequels came, and yeah, some of them were hit and misses, but I'll get you those in separate videos. But that aside, if you guys have never really seen the original Hellraiser, before you watch the new one on Hulu next week, do yourself a favor. It's on Tubi, so go check out the original Hellraiser. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, let me lead you guys. Have you ever seen the original Hellraiser? If so, what show are we fan of? We're not a fan of it. Favorite scenes, favorite moments. Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simmers Iron.